Hello friends, in this video tutorial, we will learn how to make live editable data table by using X-Editable plugin with PHP Script and Ajax. We all know jQuery DataTable plugin is widely used jQuery plugin for load dynamic data in tabular format with feature like searching, pagination feature. So now, we want to convert jQuery data table cells into editable cell for update particular cell data. So for this here we have used X-Editable jQuery plugin. By using this X-Editable plugin, we can create editable elements on our page. So here we will convert data table cell into editable elements. Now let's start discussing this topic. So this is our testing database, and in this we have one sample table with 4 table column like ID, first name, last name and gender. In this table, we have already stored some data, so we will use this data to make inline editable table by using jQuery X-Editable plugin and jQuery DataTable plugin with PHP Script and Ajax. This is our working folder. First we have open index.php file, and in this file, we have already included jQuery library link, bootstrap library link, jQuery DataTable library link, and jQuery X-Editable plugin library link. In this file, first we have create one table with ID is equal to sample data. We will use this ID attribute value for Initialize jQuery DataTable plugin and jQuery X-Editable plugin. Under this table, we have create one table head tag, and between this we have create one table row tag, and under this tag, we have create 4 table data tag like ID, first name, last name and gender. First we want to initialize jQuery DataTable plugin. For this we have go to jQuery code part, and here we have write DataTable variable is equal to $ with table ID sample data with DataTable method. This method will initialize jQuery DataTable plugin. Under this method, first we have write first option processing, which has been set to true. This option will enable the display of a processing indicator when the table is being processed. In second option, we have write server side, which has been set to true. This option will switch client side processing to server side processing. In third option, we have write order option, which has been set to blank array. This option will enable table column ordering. Lastly we have write Ajax option. By using this option, we can send Ajax request to server, and under this first, we have write first option URL set to fetch.php. Here we have send request to this page. In second option, we have write type, which has been set to post method. So here we have used post method for send data to server. At the time of initializing jQuery DataTable plugin with data, we want to add some attribute in each row table cells. So for this, we have write created row callback function with 3 argument like row, data and row index. Under this function, we have write $.each method with argument like table data and row variable with callback function with call index argument. Under this function, we have write if statement, and under condition, we have write call index variable is equal to 1. This condition will check if this variable value will be 1, then it will execute if block of code. And here in first number column, we will stored first name table column data. So under this column, we want to add data name attribute. So for this, we have write $this with attribute method with 2 argument like data name attribute with value like first name. Same way we want to add class attribute under this first column, so here we have write $this with attribute method with 2 argument. In first argument we have write class, and in second argument we have write first name. After this, we want to add data type attribute also, so for this, here we have write $this with attribute method with 2 argument. In first argument, we have write data type, and in second argument, we have write text. So here X-Editable plugin will use text data type for this first name column data. And lastly, we have to add data primary key attribute, so for this, we have write $this with attribute method with 2 argument. In first argument, we have write data primary key, and in second argument, we have write data with 0 index. So here in data 0 index, we have store primary key data, which will be used for update of data by using X-Editable plugin. After this, we have write if statement, and under condition, we have write call index variable is equal to 2. So when call index variable value will be 2, then it will execute if block of code, and under this third table column, we will load last name table column data. Under this block also, we have to add different attribute in last name table column, so we have simply copy this code, and paste here. And here, in data name attribute, we have write last name in place of first name, and same way in class attribute also, we have write last name in place of first name. For this last name table column also, we have used text data type, and in data primary key, we have no do any changes. After this, again we have write if statement, and under condition, we have write call index variable value is equal to 3. If this condition true, then it will execute if block of code, and under this table column, we will load gender table column data. Under this block also, we have to add different attribute in gender table column, so here we have simply copy this code, and paste here. And here, in data name attribute, we have write gender in place of first name, and same way in class attribute also, we have write gender in place of first name. For this gender table column, we have used select data type. By using this data type, this X-Editable plugin will make select box for select gender details, and in data primary key, we have no do any changes. So by using this code, it will add attribute in table data tag at the time of initializing jQuery DataTable plugin. Now we have moved to write PHP code. So first we want to make database connection, so for this, we have opened database connection.php file, and here we have write $connect variable is equal to new do class with 3 argument. In first argument, we have write mysql host is equal to localhost, database name set to testing, user name set to root, and password set to blank. This code will make database connection. Next we have go to fetch.php file, and here we have write include statement with database connection.php file. This code will make database connection. After this, we have write $columns variable is equal to array with table column like ID, first name, last name and gender. We will use this array for sorting table column. Now we have write $query variable, and in this variable, we will store query for fetch data from sample table. So here we have write select star from sample table. After this, we have write if statement, and under condition, we have write is set function, with $post search value variable. Here this post search value variable will be passed by DataTable plugin. So when we have write something in search box, and then it will execute this if block. So under this block, we have again write $query variable, and in this variable, we have append query like, where first name like $post search value variable with %, and this same query we have write for all table column. This query will search data in this table column. After defining search condition, now we have again write if statement, and in condition, we have write is set function with $post order variable. This condition will check, if this variable value has been set, then it will execute if block of code, otherwise it will execute else block. Suppose $post order variable value is set, then it will execute if block of code, and under this we have write $query variable, and in this variable, we have append query like order by $columns variable, with $post order 0 column variable, and $post order 0 direction variable. Here first variable will return column number for sort, and based on that number, we have get table column name from $column variable, and second variable will return sorting direction like ascending or descending. But suppose $post order variable value is not set, then it will execute else block of code, and under this block, we have write $query variable, and in this variable we have append query like, order by ID table column in descending order. Now we have defined $query one variable is equal to blank value. In this variable, we will store query with fetch limit data. Then after, we have write if statement, and under condition, we have write $post length variable value is not equal to -1. This condition will check, if $post length variable value is not equal to -1, then it will execute if block of code. So under this block, we have write $query one variable is equal to limit $post start variable comma, $post length variable. Here both variable value has been posted by DataTables plugin via Ajax request. Here we have store query in two different variable. From $query variable, we will get number of filter data, and from combination of both query, we will make complete query for fetch data from sample table. First we want to execute only $query variable query, so for get number of filter records. For this here, we have write $statement variable is equal to $connect variable, with prepare statement, and under this, we have write $query variable, it will make query for execution. Then after, we want to execute query, so here we have write $statement variable with execute method, it will execute $query variable query. Now we want to get number of filter data. For this here, we have write $number filter row variable is equal to $statement variable with row count method, it will return number of row affected after query execution. Now we want to execute complete query, so here we have write $result variable is equal to $connect variable with query method, and under this we have write $query variable dot $query one variable. Here we have merged both query, and this query method will execute combine query, and return query execution result, which has been stored under this $result variable. Now we have write $data variable is equal to blank array. In this variable, we will store $result data one by one. Below this, we have write for each loop, and under condition, we have write $result variable as $row variable. By using this loop, we can fetch data from $result variable. Under this for each loop, first we have create one $subarray variable is equal to blank array. In this variable, we will store data, which will be get from $row variable. First we want to store ID table column data, so here we have write $subarray variable is equal to $row ID table column name. After this, we have again write $subarray variable is equal to $row first name table column name. Here we have store first name table column data in $subarray variable. Same way, we have again write $subarray variable is equal to $row last name variable. So here we have store last name table column data in $subarray variable. After this, we have write $subarray variable is equal to $row gender variable. Here we have store gender table column data in $subarray variable. So here, we have store data in $subarray variable. Now we have write $data variable is equal to $subarray variable. So here we have store all subarray data in $data variable. Now we want to get total number rows from sample table data. So here we have make count all data function with $connect variable as argument. This function will return total number of rows from sample table. Under this function, we have write $query variable is equal to select star from sample table. Below this, we have write $statement variable is equal to $connect variable with prepare statement with $query variable. This statement will make query for execution. For execute query, we have write $statement variable with execute method. This method will execute query. Lastly, we have write return statement with $statement variable with row count method. This method will return number of rows from sample table. Now we have write $output variable is equal to array, and in this array, we have write first key draw with value $post draw variable. In second key, we have write records total, and in value we have write count all data function with $connect variable. In third key, we have write records filtered, and in this key value, we have write $number filter row variable, in which we have store number of filter rows. And in last key, we have write data, and in value we have write $data variable, in which we have store sample table data in array format. So this way, we have store all required data for make data table in $output variable. Now we want to send this data to Ajax request in JSON format, so we have write echo statement with JSON encode function, and in this function, we have write $output variable. This function will convert data into JSON string. So here our code is ready for load data in jQuery DataTable plugin with server-side processing. So now we have check output in browser. Friends, here we can see when page has been loaded in browser. Then we can see sample table data has been loaded in jQuery DataTable plugin. And here we can do searching of MySQL sample table data. Here we can see pagination is automatic made without write any line of code. And here we can also see table column sorting of data. This is all feature of jQuery DataTable plugin. Here also, we can see different attribute has been added in table cell, This attribute we will use for convert this data table into editable by using X-Editable plugin. For this, we have go to index.php file, and here we have write jQuery code for inline table column edit first name column. So we have write $ with table ID sample data as selector with editable method. This method will initialize editable plugin. Under this, first we have write container property, which has been set to body. This is for pop window smoothly on web page. In second property, we have write selector, and in this option, we can define HTML selector. So here we want to activate on first name table column. So we have write table data tag dot first name class, which is value of class attribute. In third property, we have write URL, and here we have write update.php. Here it will send request to this page. In fourth property, we have write title, and here we have write first name. This will display as title under pop heading. In fifth property, we have write type, which has been set to post. Here we have use post method for send data to server by using post method. This will send name, value and primary key value as data sent to server. In last option, we want to use required field validation for this first name table column data. So when someone enter blank value, then it will show error message like this field is required. So here, we have write validate property, with callback function with as value argument. Under this function, we have write, if $trim function with value is equal blank. This condition will check, if someone enter blank records, then it will execute if block of code, and under this block, we have write return statement with message like this field is required. Now want to initialize X-Editable plugin on last name table column, so here we have copy this whole code, and paste here. From this code, we have go to selector property, and here we have write last name, in place of first name. And then after, we have go to title option, and here we have write last name, in place of first name. So now it will initialize X-Editable plugin on last name table column also. Same way, we want to initialize X-Editable plugin for gender table column. So here, first we have copy above code, and paste here. And here, first we have change selector property, and here we have write table data tag with gender class. In this table column, we want to display male-female select box, so here we have write source property, and here we have defined male-female data in JSON array format. This property will make select box, with male and female option. This code will initialize editable plugin on gender table column, with male-female select box. So here, our code ready for initialize X-Editable plugin on table column like first name, last name and gender. So now, we have go to update.php page, and on this page we have first make database connection. After making database connection, we have write $query variable is equal to update sample table, set table column get from $post name variable is equal to value get from $post value variable, where id is equal to $post primary key variable. This is update query, and here we have get value of post name, value and primary key variable value, which has been get from Ajax request in editable plugin. Now we want to execute this query, So we have write $connect variable with query method, and under this, we have write $query variable. This method will execute above update query, and it will update data in MySQL table. So here our code is ready. Now we have check output in browser. Friends, here we can see that when page has been loaded in browser, then sample table data has been loaded in jQuery DataTable plugin, and here we have also Initialize X-Editable plugin on first name, last name and gender table column. So when we have click on first name table column, then pop up on web page, and here we can edit this table column value. Same way we have click on other table column like gender. Then here in pop-up dialog box, we can select male female gender from select box, and we can change gender table column data. Now first, we want to check validation, so we have click on first name table column, and remove this text box value, and click on OK button. Then here we can see error message like this field value is required. So here our validation work perfectly. After this we want to update last name table column data, so we have click on last name table column, and here we have change table value, and click on OK button. So after click on OK button, here we can see this table cell background color has been changed. Now we have refresh page, and after refresh of web page, here we can see changed data under this data table. That means inline update of data table column has been working properly. Now we want to update gender table column data, so we have click on gender table column data, then you can see select box with male and female option, so we have changed this column gender from male to female, and click on OK button. Then here we can see that this column data has been updated. So this code also working. So X-Editable plugin is very useful, and by using this plugin, you can edit inline table column data without refreshing of page. And here we have convert jQuery DataTable cell data into inline editable by using this X-Editable plugin with server-side processing using PHP with Ajax. Lastly, if you have any query or inputs regarding this tutorial, you can ask your query in comment box. If you have liked this video, please share with your friends, or even you can also share on social media also. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe our channel for future video tutorial.